Hey everybody, before you continue watching the video, make sure you give the channel a like and subscribe. Go and follow us on Instagram. Go and check out all the different social media scenarios. Make sure if you're enjoying the content, go there, like, subscribe, follow, so we can keep putting stuff out. If you've got any questions, leave a comment. All right, make a comment on either of our pages and we'll answer them as soon as we can. Interesting to learn, but I will comment on the thing you're saying about how you recognize the effectiveness of or the level of the jiu-jitsu that you have around you, and I think that is actually important for people to go and do. And there's always a lot of discussion about people going and training in other gyms or cross training and stuff like that, and a lot of the time it's frowned upon and things like that, and you shouldn't train at other gyms, particularly in their own geographical location. And for me, that's up to people whether they want to jump around to gyms or stay at one gym themselves. But I think it is important to recognize the value of things and to go and experience other things and start to recognize this is good, or man, I trained there's something wrong. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people don't know any different. They'll join a gym where the person's not accredited as a black belt or whatever. They make it up, they put a belt on, they go there, they start teaching people, and they only train there for 10 years. They're still not going to learn anything realistic. So it is good to experience things and enter yourself into competitions and go and train at other gyms here and there if you're traveling, if that's the way you like to do it, or experience other stuff.
And jiu-jitsu for me is definitely like a journey of knowledge. And I get a lot of knowledge from this gym, from you, from Eduardo, from Fred, from other coaches, from students. Students will be doing things. I'm like, oh, okay, what's that? Tell me. I do the same thing that I've seen coaches do to me. Where they've asked me to show them a technique and whatever, I do it as well. The leg lock game's a big thing these days, and I understand some of it, but I know that some students are out there that are going after it. So I'll sit there and go, well, tell me what you know. Doesn't mean that they know everything, but I want to go, what's your perspective? Because I think that's an important thing too, is getting a different person's perspective. So when I go up to the Sunshine Coast, there is a couple of places that I like to train at, and then I learn different things, another perspective. I'll always be Gaha. I'm always going to come back here. But I'll train up the Gaha as there as well, because it's another perspective. And I'm gathering information. I'm gathering all these things that make me better at jiu-jitsu. And once again, it adds to me, I think, as a person. I can go to another gym and go, I'm not afraid to go to another gym and the black belt submits me, or one of their kick-ass purple belts or whatever. And go, I don't care. Show me what you did. How did you do that? There might be, because you end up training with the same people and you can get into a little bit of a rut. So I teach morning classes, but I tell the students in the morning classes, hey, go to a night class, go to a midday class, because there's going to be different people and you're going to get different perspectives. Because we're teaching an arm bar, but you're 20 to 30 kilos bigger than me. So my setup and my idea about how I would and when I would do an arm bar may differ from you.
For sure.
And to have that interjection from other people, I think is important.
Right from the beginning in jiu-jitsu, there was always we would get with friends, you know what I mean? Especially, your coach would take 2 or 3 guys to another gym, or you organize with another mate and you would go in a car to train with other gyms, or other branches from the same gym as well, where the training was a little bit stronger or had a different time. Because part of evolution is to train with different people, because you're not expecting what they're going to do. They don't know your game. They always get much in a comfort zone. Every single, what the patterns that be very similar all the time. So this is a very important way to evolve as well,
But I will be clear, and whether people like this comment or not, I think that you should have loyalty to a gym, if that gym is loyal to you. But that's a symbiotic relationship of respect and I think that that's important. Like, and I consider myself to be like a GAHA student, a GAHA coach, and I feel that that's where. But I will go to another gym and train, like if I'm away and stuff like that. But it's a way of just training, meeting some new people, and gathering knowledge and information. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. But I think that, and it's my opinion, that there's you have to have a certain level of loyalty to a gym. Unless you move and that gym is not available to you. I understand that you have to make adjustments. I don't quit jiu-jitsu. Like, join another gym. I would encourage that. But I do think that there should be some loyalty to the people who especially build you up.
I think like probably like a lot of the bad kind of stigma around that. Like, I think there's two ways to look at it. I think like particularly in like this modern climate, there are a lot of people that do jump around gyms, and a lot of the time the reason they do it is they're not happy with their progression here, so they go somewhere else because they think they're going to get the next belt or whatever. And I think that's the student's fault. I don't think like you should just leave a gym based on not getting the belt you want or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, fair enough if you recognize that there's an issue at the gym, the instructor is not, presenting the classes properly, or they don't have a level of which is, the same of things you've experienced or whatever. Like, if there's problems with the gym, I understand leaving, but leaving based on like a disappointment in your improvement, man, that's not, that's escaping. That's leaving the situation.
Excuse to not.
Now, also on top of that, like, man, you can't get upset with people that are going to leave. Like, a lot of people in the past that have been instructors, whether in Brazil or in, a Western country, man, they would get angry with the people for leaving. That it became this, like, gang type mentality. Like, if you leave, you betrayed me and you betrayed the gym. It's nothing personal, man. The guy wants to do something else, no problem. And a lot of the time you'll find people that do leave, especially if you are presenting a good thing, it's their issue. This why would you care?
And to that, like, I've got friends who used to train here, they're at other gyms, and there's not a GAHA like that fits into their schedule, or is not close enough by, and they've gone to another gym. Still my friends, still see them regularly, have a chat to them, perfect. I'm just saying, like, if that's not your situation, I feel that you should show some loyalty to your gym. Notwithstanding that everything is fine, okay? So, like, there's respect, the training is good. And like, this whole thing about like blaming someone else for your progression, like, I think this is not someone's going to last in jiu-jitsu anyhow. So it doesn't matter where they go, they'll get filtered out.
They might find a place that gives them belts, and then they're like, man, people are crazy, man. People like they really
very true.
They focus more on like the appearance and taking the photo of a new belt and stuff than actually, like, man, what's the point of having a purple belt if you can't defend yourself?
Yeah, correct.
What's the point of going on this pursuit to improve yourself if you're not going to improve yourself?
Yeah.
Man, you can go to the shops and buy a coloured belt if you want. Just go and buy and put it on. I don't know why, because they want like the they want the reward of being given this thing, the prestige of being rewarded this thing, but they don't want to do the work, and this is just something that doesn't exist.
Not in this game.
No,
not a chance.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give it a like, subscribe, and a follow. Check out all our different social media platforms. There's heaps of content coming out. There's different snippets and content on different platforms. So make sure you're on everything. And again, if it helped you out, recommend to somebody else, and hopefully it'll help them out too.